and you study the lives of the thousands of Sahaba who had enjoyed the company of the Prophet ﷺ, you'll notice, subhanAllah, there were some common traits among them, regardless of who they were. Somebody like Abu Bakr, who was with him from day one, or someone like Abu Sufyan, who joined after Fathu Makkah. Someone like Aisha radiallahu anha and Anas, who were there during the time of Medina, or who were growing up in the time of Medina, or people who were there even before that. The Sahaba, they have some very interesting qualities that no matter where they were, they would exemplify those qualities. And that's why we've been discussing how the Seerah is something that we study. It's something that we celebrate, something we try to implement. But the best implementation of the Seerah happens by putting into our lives what the Sahaba radiallahu anhum did. And it's interesting, there are entire books written called Hayatul Sahaba. There's a scholar from Syria, he wrote a book on Seerah. He wrote a book on Seerah, it's called Fiqh Seerah. And in that book, you would imagine that the Seerah ends with the passing of the Prophet ﷺ. That's the last chapter, that's the conclusion. But his book on Seerah is very fascinating. After discussing when the Prophet ﷺ passes away, he then has other chapters on the Khulafa Rashidun. The Khilafah of Abu Bakr, Khilafah of Umar, Khilafah of Uthman and Ali. And somebody could say, how is this the Seerah? The Seerah ends with the Prophet ﷺ. But no, the author, he explains that the Seerah doesn't end with the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ passes away, but his legacy is brought into life through the practice of Abu Bakr, Uthman, Umar and Ali. And you see all of the Sahaba from Abu Hurairah and Ibn Abbas, the amount of knowledge they had just by being in the company. On one occasion, Umar radiallahu an, he would keep Ibn Abbas next to him. He would keep Ibn Abbas next to him, but Ibn Abbas was young. There were some people who were more senior, and they started complaining that saying, listen, we're in our 50s, in our 60s, we're older, we're senior, but you have Ibn Abbas over there who's 20 years old, he's 30 years old, why do you want him over there? He says, I'll show you one day. And they're all seated, and he asked them, what's the tafsir of this verse? He gave them one verse, and everybody is saying, I think this is what it means. Someone else is saying, no, I think this is what it means. And then he says to Ibn Abbas, tell me, what do you think what it means? He says, this verse was revealed during the final days of the Prophet ﷺ. Allah revealed this to tell us that the Prophet ﷺ is going to pass away soon, and he gave that interpretation that nobody else gave. And he said, you may think he's young, but he was in the company of Rasulullah ﷺ, and he absorbed the Seerah into his life, and he can give you an answer that nobody else here can give. The Sahaba were like that. And it's important on us that when we speak to our children, when we speak to our sons and our daughters and our elders and whoever, when we talk about stories and inspiration, beyond the Seerah, we should read the life of Abu Bakr, the life of Uthman, the life of Muawiyah, the life of Aisha. These Sahaba, they've done such amazing feats that I'm telling you, if you just take one Sahabi every week as a family, like homework for all of us, including myself, we take one Sahabi every week and we sit down and homework, everybody does research on the Sahabi, we get together as a family before we go to sleep on a Friday, we'll talk about it. You'll be amazed how much there is to talk about them, and that could be a way for us getting into Islamic history. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to follow in the footsteps of the Sahaba. May their example be a guiding light for us, and may our daughters and our sons be able to grow up in the image and in the example of Aisha, Abu Bakr, Zainab and Abu Hurairah.